guys have had started the stadium. Well, Penn State is a pretty young team. I mean, they've got some freshmen who are playing a lot of minutes for them. Just what are your impressions of them? What have you seen so far?
I mean, for them to be young, they play really well together. To start all those freshmen and play the way they've been playing, they attack the game, they go hard, and they're fearless about it. And I think they're going to be a really good team here in about 2 years. So that young core they have does a lot for them. And then of course Chef Gardner, him moving off the ball and being that veteran for them and that starting lineup really helps them. And they got guys like Peyton Banks who can come off the bench and shoot. Guys like Reeves is really athletic that likes to slash. So I mean, it's a really good team coming in here. Those guys, they fall hard, they play hard, and they just play and they play smart.
They just beat Michigan State, Minnesota, and then went obviously right down to the buzzer against Indiana. Does that tell you something about where they're at right now?
I mean, that's the Big Ten for you. I don't care if you're veterans, rookies, freshmen, whatever, however you want to phrase anybody in this league. Big Ten is a Big Ten. Anything happen any given night is who plays the hardest, who plays the smartest, and who values the possessions of the ball.
You guys have had some really good defensive performances, and then you've had games kind of immediately after those where I think they weren't as good. What do you feel like is the missing piece for some defensive consistency?
I just feel like we just gotta stay on edge. A couple times I feel like we get kind of too relaxed a little bit. I mean, we know we're capable of doing some things, and sometimes I feel like we think. I mean, our experience should get us through some games, but even if they're not pretty, but I think we rely on that a little too much instead of trying to stay on edge a little bit and play hard and still play for something to prove. I feel like at times we just get kind of relaxed, and we just got to do a better job of just being ready.
There's been a couple games, Minnesota Mason has a big game, Iowa Peter Jock has a big game. Is there something that isn't happening in those games that isn't, you guys aren't allowed to contain those guys a little bit better?
I mean, you let a good player get his head up, that's what's going to happen. You really know the way around it. The guys can put 30 or 20 on anybody. I don't care who they're playing. So, I mean, you let a good player get his head up, and he's going to get 30 points or 29 points on 12 shots. That's it. If you make it tough for him all night, he's making contested ones. Maybe he gets 12 points on 11 shots. I mean, that's the type of stat you want. So I don't think it's anything, that we just struggle with. I just feel like we, like I said, we weren't ready to play, and they, both those guys come out and get their heads up early, and they make some quick baskets. They get to the free throw line. Next thing you know, you're just having a hard time stopping them because now the rims is like the ocean to them, and they can just throw it in there. So I think we just got to do a better job of just coming out right away and being ready to guard the defense. So guys like that who are capable and have an eye for scoring don't get their heads up.
After Saturday's game, you guys play 4 your next 5 on the road, and it's Michigan State, Maryland, Indiana. I mean, some really good teams. How crucial does that stretch look right now?
Oh, it's very crucial. I mean, this is what winning the Big Ten is all about. You got to go on the road and you got to do it. Of course, you got to protect your own house. It's easier when you're at home. But when you're on the road, that's how you're going to win the Big Ten. Of course, like I said, you protect your own house, but winning the Big Ten is done on the road. The toughest teams only win the Big Ten.
You said it's tougher to play on the road or easier to play at home. I can't remember which way you said it, but is there something about playing on the road that makes it tougher to get off to good starts or like impressive starts?
I mean, it's just like somebody coming and challenging you in your own backyard in your house. You know your court, you know the crowd, you know how everything. It's just everywhere is different, and everybody who comes into Mackey, they feel a little different. That's that they were at home. It's just something about having a crowd against you and just not having the same feel for the gym. I mean, so everything's just new to you. You haven't been putting shots up here all your whole career. So it's just something that's just different. It's a different feel.
Penn State coach said way back before the season started that his hopes was that they could get up and down, that would be their style of basketball. From watching film, is that kind of what you've seen so much, and how do you think you guys
definitely
match up against that?
They do a lot of transition stuff. That's the majority of their points scored right there. You have to get those stop in transition. They're a really athletic and young team. I mean, that's the best way they play is up and down. So I feel like they have a pretty good transition offense. They got some really long athletic bigs, some guys are just not afraid to fight you. They just go at you. They're going to come at you hard. Tony Carr's a really good young guard. He gets to the hole. He posts up smaller guards. Stevens is a really good 4-man, and maybe even put him at the 5 and play smaller. They got so many liners they can throw at you, and those bigs, and they're a tough matchup. Honestly, I could sit here and say that just being here, being a Big Ten guy, and being here for 3 years, that even for that to be a young team, they're still a tough matchup.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys, when you watch, do you watch film primarily, or do you ever watch a game live? Like, did you watch the IU versus Penn State game live?
I mean, I watched it myself live, but we just normally watch film. We don't. I mean, we clip things from that game, but I mean, I just try to watch all the Big Ten games. Even if it's not a Big Ten game on, I'll still watch it. I watched the Clemson Louisville game. I watched all the games. So I mean, I'm just trying to be a student of the game and just you got to learn guys and learn their personnel, learn what they like to do. If you want to win this league, you got to do some extra studying outside of here. So.
On Saturday, they're going to be honoring Coach Katie. Have you ever had the chance to meet him, or?
Oh yeah, he's been there plenty of times. He's came and talked to us. We've met him. We've talked to him a lot. So I mean, since I've been here, I've met him quite a few times. So it's nothing new to me. But it'll be an honor to have him.
Yeah, what will that experience be like to have him in the building?
I mean, it's gonna be electric. It's a sold-out crowd. They're coming to honor the best coach in Purdue history. I mean, I don't think there's really much else to say besides that. It'll just be the same as last year when we honor Rick Mount in front of the crowd in the Iowa game. Is going to be the same electricity Saturday tomorrow.
I'm going to ask you a question that might be a little silly, but Tommy Luce, that dude, it kind of cracks me up the way the fans cheer for him and everything like that. It seems like he's really a fan favorite. What's it like for you guys on the bench? It seems like sometimes you guys on the bench are really rooting for him to score a couple points when he gets in there.
Tommy's like the little brother of the team, man. We love him. T. Luce, man, he's a fan favorite, and I'm glad he is. I'm glad the fans love him because he deserves it. He doesn't take anything for granted. He looks at all his opportunities and he tries to take the most of them. He works really hard, man, and I can just look at him and take some things from him. Even as I'm just being a walk-on, might seem silly because I'm a guy on the full ride, but you got to look at guys like that and see how they approach each day. And he just approaches it and he attacks it. And I think he deserves the crowd rooting for him and people rooting for him when they watch him on TV because I mean he works hard. He doesn't play all the minutes. He doesn't complain though. He comes in, he works hard. He does what he's supposed to do. Man. That's who he is, and he's a cool guy. He's laid back, and we all love him.
Why do you think it is that fans have